Howdy everybody, David here, and this is another Fantasy Age tutorial. And in this particular tutorial, we're going to be extending our leveling of our level 1 rogue Perrin that we created in the first part of this tutorial. Now in this tutorial, we are going to be looking at everything that has to do with leveling Perrin as the rogue from levels 2 all the way to level 20. There's a lot of things that are going to be going on in this tutorial, from choosing new ability scores, choosing new ability focuses, choosing new talents, choosing new specializations, and also everything else in between, raising hit points, features that you're going to get for being a rogue. And so there's going to be a lot of things going on. It's really fun to do these Fantasy Age characters, and as you can see, or you're going to see, how robust the character creation and character growth is in this game. So without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get started. Now the first thing that I want to do is I want to show you basically what you're going to be getting every single level as you're leveling. So here is the EXP chart for gaining levels. Basically, you could do experience two different types of ways. You could do it the traditional way by adding up experience, depending on if you're going to be doing a combat encounter, an exploration encounter, or a role-playing encounter, are the three different types of encounters in Fantasy Age. So you could get XP for those, add them up, it'll be all good. When you hit 2,000 experience points, then you're level 2, 4,000 level 3, and etc., etc. Or there's also another way that they recommend doing in the Fantasy Age book for the DMs or the GMs. Basically, it would work like a milestone advancement, sort of like D&D 5e. Maybe your group has completed a major quest. Maybe they've been adventuring for quite some time and overcome several adversities, or maybe even overcome a couple, maybe even done a couple milestones. So you can give them just an automatic advancement as well. So whenever you level, you're going to be used to seeing this in the the core book, the basic rule book. This is what now I will say this. There is sort of like a confusion on what goes on for leveling a character in Fantasy Age, because there is quite a few things going on, and unfortunately they put these in two different sections of the book. Now, most people will think that they just get all these class powers at 2, 3, 4, and that's it. That's what they're going to get. But that's simply just not the case. There are some other things that are going to go on in the advancing a character section that is actually past the classes. I wish they would have added what I'm fixing to talk to you about, meaning gaining more hit points, more ability points for both primary and secondary abilities, and your focuses for primary and secondary abilities. I wish they would have added this into the matrix on the actual class page, but I know why they didn't do that is because there would not have been enough room on the two-page spread. So that's basically probably why. Now, whenever you level everyone, you're going to get, of course, you're going to get more hit points. Now, for levels 1 through 10, or now that we are already level 1, for levels 2 through 10, you're going to roll a d6 and Constitution for every single level. Now, whenever you're going to level from 11 to 20, you're going to take that d6 out of the equation, because numbers by this point are going to start getting pretty large, and you're just going to add your Constitution score. Now, what if your Constitution score is a -2 or -1? Hopefully that's not the case, especially not by level 11, because you are going to get to raise up your ability scores, primary or secondary. So even if it's a 0 or -1, you're still going to get a minimum of 1 HP a level from 11 to 20. So remember, 1d6 plus Constitution for levels 2 through 10, and 11 to 20, minimum of 1, but it's going to be your Constitution score. Now, secondly, you are going to get to advance one of your ability scores every single level. So you're going to have 19 points total from level 2 to 20. you're going to have a ton of advancements to put into your ability scores, your 9 ability scores. We've already determined what our primary ability scores are for Perrin. There's 4 of them. There's secondary. There's 5 of them. So on every even level that you gain, you're going to get to put 1 point into any one of your primary ability scores. Now, on your odd levels, 3, 5, 7, 9, etc., then you're going to get to add 1 ability point to any of your secondary ability scores, and that's really cool. Now, there's a little twist to this as well. Now, you can see over here for the ability advancement, there's a little chart down here, and this is actually kind of tucked away on the side too. And you can actually take your ability scores past 5. Now, if you take it up to a 5, you can purchase them for a 1-for-1 point ratio, meaning if your ability score, say my accuracy is a 4, I could take one of my even numbers, because it'll be a primary stat. I could take that ability score improvement and by that take it to 5. Now, I want to take it higher than 5. Can I take it higher than 5? Yes, you can. But it's going to cost you 2 points, 2 ability advances to go from 5 to 6, 6 to 7, or 7 to 8. It's going to cost you 2. So if you're going to do that, you need to mark on your character sheet somewhere that you have a point saved up that you're going to take something over 5. Now, you can also go over 8. So you would basically be spending every single ability advancement, on your primary ability, which I really don't recommend that. But if you're hell-bent on doing that, hey, it's your character, go for it. Because it's whatever makes, you have fun playing your character. And if you want to take an ability score to a 9, 10, 11, or 12, going from 8 to 9 is going to cost you 3 points or 3 advancements instead of 2. So the higher you take your ability scores, the more points it's going to cost you. So don't forget that. If you want to go over 5, it's going to cost you 2. If you want to go over 8, it's going to cost you 3. Now, also when you level, you are going to get an ability focus. Remember, we talked about ability focuses in the first video, where it is basically a more honed portion of an ability. So, example, accuracy. Accuracy is what you use for all ranged attacks, whether it be bows or powder weapons. Also for different attacks for melees, so light blades, brawling, staves. Now, your accuracy is evaluated into your 3d6 plus accuracy for your attack. Now, your focus, as what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the accuracy bows group focus. That is going to give me an additional +2. So it is sort of like giving you a small bonus, because even though you're great with your accuracy, you're really good focused with bows. So it's sort of like a proficiency bonus or a rank up in Pathfinder or D&D. It's a really great system. Now, you're also going to have to worry about mana. But hey, this isn't pertaining to mana, because guess what? As a rogue, you don't get any spells. So you don't have to worry about that. But if you're watching this and you want to play a mage, don't forget, as a mage, you're going to have to raise up your mana points every level also. And the last thing that I want to really stress is everybody can make mistakes while doing an advancement on your character. And actually, I even made one doing the second video for the mages. And thank goodness that I caught it before I actually published the video, and so I was able to edit it. So basically, whenever you're doing your character advancement, work on one thing at a time. Work on your health, change your health on your sheet. Choose your ability score, whether it be even or odd, primary or secondary, change it. Look at your character sheet. When you change that, so if I change my accuracy from a 3 to a 4, I want to check my character sheet, and if anything else is affected by that accuracy score, I'm going to change it. Do it systematically. All right. If an ability focus is going to change something, like an attack, change it. Don't say, "Oh, I'll do it in a second after I change everything else." No, do it systematically. Save yourself a lot of heartache and a lot of grief. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over everything that you're going to get for class features, talent, specializations for the rogue. For level 2, you're going to get a stunt bonus. And the stunt bonuses are pretty nice little bonuses that you're going to get whenever you generate stunt points. Then you'll be able to buy stunts at a cheaper price for certain stunts. So at level 2, the rogue is going to become more adept in finding the weak spots in your opponent's armor. You can perform the pierce stunt for 1 spell point instead of 2. Stunt point instead of 2. Now level 3, you're going to get to choose a new talent. Very cool. You can become a novice in a new talent, or you can gain a degree in a talent that you already have. So we've already got 1 talent. We are, I believe we're a talent in linguistics. So if we want to go from no, I think it wasn't linguistics. What do we have? Let's take a look at Perrin really quick. We have, the first talent that we have is thievery. So we're a novice in thievery. I could literally take my level 3 talent, take my thievery from novice to journeyman, or if I want to take a new talent altogether, I can do that, which is what we're going to do. We're probably going to take the archery talent. Level 4, we're going to get to choose a new specialization. And a specialization is sort of like an archetype in D&D 5e, or maybe a Paragon Path and 4th edition D&D, or maybe like an Epic Destiny line, whatever they call it in Pathfinder. I'm not versed in Pathfinder that well, but I know there are some things that you can do also. So that's sort of like more ways to broaden your rogue. You know, you can be an assassin. Like what we're going to become, we are going to become a sharpshooter and an assassin. So we're going to be able to have 2 rogue specializations along with baseline rogue. Really good, and it adds more flavor to your character. Level 5, now this is an odd level, so don't forget, odd levels, you're going to get to still raise your hit points to, D6 plus your con. You're going to get to take, seeing that this is an odd level, you're going to be able to take a secondary ability score, raise it up. You're going to be able to get a secondary ability score focus, and you're also going to get a new talent at level 5. You can upgrade one or take a new one, and you'll also get the take aim feature, which is, this is where you can take the aim action and get a +2 bonus instead of a +1. And the aim bonus is a minor action, so it's going to give you basically another +1 to hit. So if you're standing there not moving, you can aim as a minor action for +2 and then fire. Great, why wouldn't you want to do that? Grow roots, take your aim bonus, and just keep firing and killing stuff. Alright, so at level 6, this is an even level. So you're going to get your hit points still, your D6 plus Constitution. You're also going to get now a primary ability upgrade, a primary ability focus that you can choose. And the one more thing I want to tell you guys about the ability focuses. You can upgrade those too, and I should have told you this a couple minutes ago when we were talking about the focuses, but you can actually upgrade a focus. Instead of having a +2 bonus, you can upgrade it to a +3 bonus. But you can only do this at level 11 and up. And we'll take a look at this really quick. And sorry to go back, guys. I kind of forgot about that. But, when you choose your ability focus, starting at level 11, you can select a focus that you already have and take that bonus from a +2 to a +3. So there you go. I apologize about that. But anyways, you guys know about that now. So there you go. There's level 6. You're going to get that primary ability score, primary ability focus, and then you're going to get a new specialization talent where my first talent's going to be sharpshooter for my specialization talent, and I'm basically going to get a Journeyman, and then you're going to get another stunt bonus, which is where you become adept at noticing the many dimensions of a tricky situation. Now this is where you can perform the That Makes Me Wonder exploration stunt for 2 stunt points instead of the normal 3. Now, exploration and role-playing stunts are optional in Fantasy Age. So if your Dungeon Master or Game Master has implemented these optional stunts into the game, then this stunt bonus at level 6, That Makes Me Wonder exploration stunt, you'll get that for 2 instead of 3. But just take into consideration, that is that's an optional stunt system, basically, exploration and role-playing. Now level 7, an odd level. Odd level is all secondary stuff. Don't forget your hit points. You're going to get a new talent. You can upgrade an old talent. And you're also going to get Stunning Attack. Stunning Attack is very, very, very nice for the Rogue. This is where the Rogue kind of becomes the Rogue. Now, Stunning Attack means you can daze opponents with your sharp blows to vulnerable areas. And now, to make a Stunning Attack, you must use the aim action and then hit with a melee or a ranged attack. So it's letting you take the aim, and with a melee or ranged attack, you can stun them. If you're successful on the hit, you won't do any damage, but the opponent is going to need to make a target number 15 Constitution Stamina ability check or become stunned. Now, when this opponent is stunned, it can attempt to be unstunned on its next successful turn. Okay? And if it's successful on the TN15 Con Stamina check, then it can act as normal. But otherwise, any character that you have stunned can only take a single move action on their turn. And a move action is a minor. So you're not going to be able to substitute anything and take 2. You'll just be able to take a single move action spell, which is up to your movement. Now, while your opponent is stunned, you're also going to have a very nice advantage using your Pinpoint Attack. And Pinpoint Attack you get at level 1. And Pinpoint Attack is basically an extra 1d6 damage once per round. And Pinpoint will only work if your dexterity is higher than theirs. But seeing that your target is stunned, you won't have to worry about that dexterity face-off. So if the target's stunned, you just automatically do the pinpoint damage at 1d6. Really nice. And just remember, you can only do that once a round. And also, while that character is stunned or that monster is stunned, you can also do stunts. The stunts are possible. So an example is, you can stun your opponent, you aim, you stun, all right, and you have stunt points. So basically that means that you can use the lightning attack. Lightning attack is where you're going to get another free attack on it for an immediate pinpoint attack. You could do that. So that's really, really nice. Stunning attack is very vicious. Level 8, even level, you're going to get a new specialization in talent. Remember, level 8, even level, primary stuff, hit points. Level 9, you're going to get a new talent. Level 9 Zod, secondary stuff. Level 10, this is your last level that you get to add a d6 with either your hit points or your or your mana. Don't worry about mana, you're a rogue. But just in case you're playing a mage, I'm just letting you know anyway, don't forget level 10, that is your last level. Because you'll be going off of just your constitution for hit points and willpower respectively for mana points. So at level 10, you're going to get lethality. And this is where you use your wits to hit enemies where it hurts. You can add your intelligence to your damage when making attacks. Wow. So that tells me that I want to start beefing up intelligence, because intelligence is a secondary attribute to me, and I get to, what else am I going to do with my secondary points? Secondary ability points. I know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to beef up intelligence. I'm going to, beef up maybe some constitution to get some more hit points. Good stuff. Level 11, Now this is where, like I said just a second ago, this is where you're just going to add your constitution in for your hit points, minimum of 1 in case you have a 0 or a negative number. Don't worry about it, minimum of 1. And at level 11, this is an odd level, so you're going to get secondary stuff, and you're going to get a new talent. Choose a new one, gain a degree in one that you already have. Level 12, you're going to get even. Add your constitution in there. You're going to get your primary ability focus. You're going to get a new specialization. So this is where you're going to get to choose your second specialization. By now I'll be a master at sharpshooting, so now I'm going to go with assassin at level 12, and then by level 16 I'll be a master in assassin and both sharpshooting. It's going to be a good time at level 16. Now also at level 12, you're going to get slippery, and this is where you're hard to pin down in combat. Opponents do not gain an attack bonus for outnumbering you in melee combat, because normally, everybody, if you have multiple attackers, they're going to get like a gang up bonus on you at +2 to hit. So if you have master degree in single weapon style, your weapon defense bonus is going to increase to +3 when fighting in that style. So you would probably want to take advantage of slippery and probably take a talent in single weapon style, because think about it, we do have a short sword. So Perrin does have a short sword, and he's not always going to be fighting with his bow. And we're going to have plenty of talents to choose, plenty of talents to upgrade. So I think single weapon style would be great, because it's sort of like, in fact, we'll have to take a look at it. We'll have to see what the requirements are. If I can use it with a light blade, we'll definitely do it. So 13 is odd. All right, you're going to get secondary stuff. You're going to get a new talent, an upgrade, and you're going to get a stunt bonus where you're going to be able to act with style and grace, and you can perform the with a flourish exploration stunt for 3 instead of 4 spell stunt points. So stunt points, I'm sorry. So just take into consideration again, the exploration and the role-playing stunts are optional in this game, so your game master may or may not incorporate those into his or her game. Level 14, we're getting done with these, but I want to go over every single one of these and kind of break down this, what you're going to get. And as you can see the theme, I keep repeating odd and even for, like we're on 14 right now. That's an even number. Primary focus, get that in your head. Just your constitution score for hit points. Now this is where you're going to gain Journeyman and the assassin specialization that I just took at level 12. Level 15, that's odd. Don't forget your con hit points, your secondary ability focus. You're going to get a new talent or an upgrade to a talent. So as you can see, you're going to have so many talents. You're going to have 2 master specializations. You're going to have tons of focuses. Your numbers are going to be inflated, and it's going to be a very high octane game at high levels. And just think, the monsters are just as tough as you at higher levels. The monsters hit with stunts too, so don't forget that. So at 15, your odd level, you're going to get Perforate. Perforate's really nice too. And this is where you know how to take advantage of an enemy whose guard is down. So Perforate is a special stunt that only the rogue are going to get. This is going to be a 2 stunt point, basically stunt. And if you've hit an opponent with your Pinpoint Attack, ranged or melee, then you can make a second Pinpoint Attack against the same opponent, but this second attack does not generate stun points. So I like that they added in the second Pinpoint Attack does not get stun points. I really like that. So I mean, you could lightning attack him, stun him, and then with Perforate get another attack in. It's crazy. Level 16 is an even level. All your primary stuff is affected, your constitution hit points, and you get a new talent or an upgrade to an existing talent. Now level 18, even, is now primary. Don't forget your con, and you get quick shot. So this is where you can make a ranged attack. It does not say melee. This is only ranged attack versus a visible opponent within range as a minor action. The attack roll and the damage of the quick shot suffer a -2 penalty. You cannot combine quick shot with anything else like stunning attack or pinpoint attack. I like it. Basically, this is giving you 2 attacks around. But your second attack, which is going to be your minor action attack, -2 to hit, -2 to damage. Big deal. By this time, level 18, your numbers are going to be so inflated, it's not going to matter. Well, it could, depending on what you're fighting. Level 19 is an odd level. Don't forget, this is secondary, and you're going to get a new talent to, take a new talent, or if you want to upgrade one of your existing talents that you're going to have, one of your many talents. And then last but not least, level 20, you are going to get Epic Rogue. And this is where you're going to get to choose one type of stunt, whether it be a combat stunt, an exploration stunt, or a role-playing stunt. And anytime you generate stunts for that specific type of area, you'll get a +1 bonus. So I would probably imagine as a rogue you would take combat stunts as your bonus stunt. So if you generate a 6 on the stunt die, you actually have 7 stunt points to spend, because you get a +1 bonus to your stunt points. So there you go, everybody. That is everything for 2 to 20. We have been going on for about 30 minutes now, and now I want to switch over to the character sheet, and I want to do 3 levels for you guys, and I want to show you guys systematically how I level my character sheets. Alright, so let's go ahead. I'm going to switch this over to one of my other monitors, and let's open up our rogue. And the rogue, old Perrin, he's going to be level 2 now. So what we're going to do is level this. All these characters are going to be on the website. You'll be able to download them from the player section. So if you want to, pick up Perrin as a level 10, you'll be able to do that. And also for D&D 5e, I have over 850 character sheets, all in PDFs like this also. So the goal is to get tons of different Fantasy Age characters ready to go too, that the community can just have fun and go and experiment and play. I think that's a great idea. So level 2 is 2,000 experience. Level 2, we are a rogue. So what do we have to do? We're going to do this systematically. First, we have to roll our hit points. It's 1d6 plus Constitution. I'm going to roll my d6 here, and I rolled a 5. Wow, surprisingly, I didn't roll a 1. So I'm going to gain 5 plus 1 for a total of 6. That is going to take me to 35 hit points. We're done. We can move on to the next thing. Secondly, I get an ability advancement, seeing that this is an even level. I'm going to get to raise one of my primary abilities: accuracy, communication, dexterity, and perception. So I get to raise one of these. Accuracy is my to hit for all of my weapons. Communication is like my trying to deceive someone, lie to someone, and be successfully about it. Gambling, betting, stuff like that. Dexterity is like acrobatic, stealth, lockpicking, detecting traps, all that good stuff. Well, actually, I think that would be more in perception, is detecting the traps, detecting any kind of like tripwires and stuff like that. So as you can see, we have a tough decision to make. But I think what I'm going to do is, seeing that my dexterity is already 4, I'm going to take my accuracy up to a 4. Now, I'm not going to move on. I'm not going to choose my focus right now. I want to systematically look at my sheet and figure out what everything is affected by accuracy. I'm going to change it. So for my melee attack, my to hit with my short sword and the light blades is affected by accuracy. So I'm going with +4 to hit now, because that has to do with, accuracy. The damage does not. The damage is based off of strength. Okay, it has a base of 1d6 plus 2 as the base, and then I have my +1 for my strength. All right. My longbow is also, the attack is derived off of the base is accuracy. So I'm going to raise this to a +4 also. Now, damage bonus for a bow or a black powder gun is a little weird. It's off of perception. So that's why I have the bow itself is a 1d6 plus 3 base damage, but the plus 2 comes from perception. So that's a little weird how strength basically is the modifier for everything except for black powder and bows, and then it goes to perception. So now I think we're pretty much done. Accuracy doesn't affect my speed, my defense, nothing like that. I think we're in pretty good shape. I think we can go ahead and go to the next step, which is where we get to choose an ability focus. Now, in accuracy and the ability focuses, I want to go ahead and I want to choose an ability focus that's going to give me more to hit with my bow. So I'm going to take the accuracy focus bows because I'm proficient with bows. And like I said, I wanted to be a ranged striker. So now, remember, this is going to give me a +2 to hit with my bow. Not my sword, just my bow. So the +4 is to recognize that I have the accuracy bonus, and then the +2 is because of my focus. And then if I have another plus after that, that'll be because the item would be magical, the bow would be magical. Maybe it's a bow of elven kind or something. I don't know. But I'm trying to keep all the pluses individually instead of having one big number, and then I have no clue how in the hell I got that big number. And then it's just a big mess when you're trying to sort it out. So try to keep all of your pluses, especially with this one sheet, character sheet, where it doesn't have columns for everything or boxes for everything. I would keep the numbers separately. That's just my opinion. Save yourself a lot of heartache and a lot of grief. And don't forget, after level 11, well, at level 11 or higher, I can upgrade this bows from a +2 to a +3, and then I could change it. But we're definitely going to do that at level 12. All right, so that's it for choosing my ability focus. I don't have to worry about mana. So now we're going to look at what the rogue gets at level 2. Now the rogue gets a stunt bonus where basically this is where I become more adept at finding the weak spots in an opponent's armor. So I'm going to go ahead and write down a stunt bonus. You're going to have to keep track of all this stuff too, and the more that you play your character, you're going to obviously miss some stunt bonuses to begin with, but you'll eventually get it. You really will. It's pretty simple. So the stunt bonus is where I'm going to be able to buy pierce armor for 1 SP instead of 2, stunt point instead of 2. Can buy pierce armor for 1 SP instead of 2. Piece of cake. That's all we get for level 2. Now Perrin's totally done. Now I want to save this. So just pardon me for just a second. And I want to save Perrin so I don't have to do this later. And we can put him up on the website to download as a level 2 rogue. Alright, so level 3. Let's go ahead and start level 3. Level 3, I believe, is a total of 4,000 experience points. Now, we're going to go ahead and first off, systematically, like we did last time, we are going to go ahead and raise our health again. D6 plus your constitution. Wow, I actually rolled a 6 that time. So I get 7 hit points, taking me to a total of 42 hit points. That is actually pretty nice. The rogue is going to be strong. Now the next scene that this is an odd level, don't forget, this deals with your secondary abilities and focuses. So seeing that, remember, we have lethality at level 10 and we need intelligence. I don't have any intelligence. And I want to be able to take advantage of, I want to be able to take advantage of that bonus damage at level 11 as soon as I hit level 11. So I'm kind of pre-planning on this a little bit, kind of min-maxing a little bit, but that's what everybody does anyway. So let's go ahead and raise our intelligence to a 1. All right. So we've raised our intelligence to 1. It doesn't affect anything. We're going to look through our other sheet. Pretty much what we're affected by is accuracy, strength, and perception. So we don't have anything that has to do with intelligence. So we get to now choose an ability focus. And this ability focus can be anything that you want for your secondaries. Now, I'm a big one on stuff like swimming, running, stuff like that. So even though this is not a primary ability for me, I still want to go with Constitution swimming. Because if there's always that chance that you're going to have to swim. So why not have a small bonus, especially seeing that this is going to be a secondary ability anyway for me. So why not get as much as I can at swimming? It's a secondary ability score. And like I said, guys, there are at least 100 focuses that you can choose. I mean, literally, there are 2 full pages of ability focuses for each, each stat is on 2 pages. It's crazy. So we're going to go with swimming. That's not going to affect anything else. So we're pretty much good to go. Now, for level 3, we're going to get a new talent. All right. Now, level 3, we're going to get a new talent, or we can become, we'll start as a novice, or we can go ahead and upgrade a talent that I already have. Now, I already have Novice Thievery. But I like Novice Thievery, and I'm okay with Novice Thievery right now. But I do want to. I kind of want to take another talent, and it's not making me upgrade my previous one, so I have the freedom at level 3 to become a novice and a new talent. So I want to go ahead and take Archery Style. So I'm going to go ahead and write down Archery Style here. And I will now be a novice in Archery Style. Because remember, I said I am going to be a very well-rounded both archer and melee. Because remember, I'm going to get a shield with this guy too. I was talking about getting a shield, going, single weapon. I'm going to go sword and board talent. I'm going to take a lot of different. This guy is going to be a killing machine basically. And he's going to be able to do it multiple ways. With a bow, heavy defense with a sword and board. He's going to be able to do it single-handedly. He's going to be able to do all kinds of good stuff. So it's going to be fun making this guy. So now I'm Archery Style as a novice, and this is where I am experienced with bows and crossbows. I meet the requirements of being a rogue, and I'm trained in the bows group. So always make sure whenever you're choosing a talent that you meet the requirements. Now, as a novice, I'm going to know how to punish enemies who get too close to me. So when shooting a bow or crossbow at an enemy within 6 yards of me, or if you're playing theatrically, Theater of Mind, that would be 6 yards. That'd be pretty close. But if you're playing on a virtual tabletop grid or a battle grid at home around the table, then each one of those squares represents 2 yards. So if you're shooting a bow or crossbow at an enemy within 6 yards, that would be 3 squares. And you would inflict an extra +1 damage. That's pretty nice. So if you can get close enough to a target and make them a pin cushion, that's +1 extra damage for every time you hit. Now you can upgrade this to Journeyman. We'll talk about Journeyman and Master too. Journeyman is due to long hours of practice. You can reload faster than common bowmen. So you can reload the bow now as a free action, and a crossbow is a minor, because a crossbow takes a major action. So now you've cut that down, and you can actually shoot and load in the same round with a crossbow. Very nice. So you may want to think about maybe going to a crossbow. But if you're going to stay with the longbow, like what I'm going to do, now you can, instead of taking a minor action to load your bow, loading this bow is now a free action. So you can now move and then shoot and load. Very nice. So, going to Journeyman Archery Style, I would do this ASAP, and I'm going to. Now, when you become a master, this is really nice too. When shooting a bow or crossbow, you can perform the lightning attack stunt for 2 stunt points instead of 3. Lightning attack, like I mentioned before, is where you get to do an extra attack. It costs 3 stunt points, but as a master in archery style, you only spend 2. So here's a stipulation about the crossbow. If you're using a crossbow, you'll need to perform a rapid reload stunt to take advantage of this benefit. Rapid reload, I believe, is a 1 or 2 stunt point, and this is where it kind of upgrades your reload time a little bit more. So it'll take that minor and basically let you get 2 crossbow shots off and around with using lightning. But remember, if you want to do the lightning attack, you would have to have a good stunt die roll. So you'd have to do rapid reload before, and then you could do lightning attack, and then you'd be able to get the second attack with your crossbow. Hope I didn't confuse you there, but once you take a look at it, you'll see it. And that's archery style. That's really nice. I'm definitely going to master this right off the bat. So now that we've got to archery style, novice, I'm going to put a little side note here. This is going to give me +1 damage to any target within 6 yards. Like I said, if you're playing virtual tabletop wise, or on a combat map around the table, 3 squares. So, you could even go down here and maybe put like a +1 in parentheses. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to remember that my novice archery style, you better damn well believe I'm going to be within 6 yards of every one of my targets. All right, so this is pretty much it for level 3. Everything looks great. Everything looks complete. Let's go ahead and save Perrin here. And like I said, you'll be able to download Perrin. All right. So now let's go to level 4. Now this is the last level that we're going to do together, because I want to talk about the specialization process. Now we are going to go to 4. This will be the last one. It'll be 6,000 experience points at level 4. Now, take into consideration, this is an even level. And an even level is going to go back to primary. Really cool, huh? So, really nice. First off, we're going to do our roll again. Hopefully I can continue the good rolls here for hit points. So level 4 hit points, another 6. Holy cow. So 6 plus 1 more con is going to be 7. And that's a 49. And guys, I am not fudging those rolls. That is a 6. That is awesome. So now we've got our hit points done. Remember, even level, primary abilities. Let's raise up our accuracy again to 5. I say let's do it. I mean, that now, if we want to go over 5, I'll have to save a couple ability improvements. I don't want to do that yet. So I want to pretty much get my accuracy up to 5. I want to get my perception up to 5, because remember, perception has to deal with your damage for bows and powder weapons. So I've updated this to 5. Let's check out everything that this affects. All right, it's going to affect this here at +5. So my short sword is going to be 3d6 plus 5. My longbow here is going to go to 3d6 plus 5 plus 2, because of, remember, the focus that we have in bows. Now, I also want to get a focus for my short sword. So what I want to do is go to the focuses again, and I want to choose light blades. So this is going to be the third part of character advancement for level 4, and we're going to take light blades group. Now this, the short sword is part of the light blades group, and now I'm going to have a +2 to my short sword to hit. So I'll be the same thing, 3d6 plus 7, whether I'm using my short sword or whether I'm using my longbow. Perfect. So now I've got my ability chose, my primary ability focus. I don't think it's going to affect anything else. I'm looking. Looks good. I think we're good to go to move on. So for level 5, we are going to get to do 2 more things. We are going to get to basically one of our talents we're going to be able to upgrade or take another talent altogether. I don't want to do that. No, I'm sorry. Level 4, I take that back. I was looking at level 5. At level 4 is just a specialization. My apologies. Strike that from the record. Do not give yourself a talent at level 4. We're going to take a specialization. Now, specializations are in Chapter 3 with the character options. And like I said, my first specialization I'm taking is going to be basically sharpshooter. All right. We'll go here, type in specializations, and we are going to go with the sharpshooter. All right. And we are going to be a novice sharpshooter. Now I'm going to basically tell you what everything that entails with the sharpshooter. So much like the talents, you're going to have requirements that you meet to become a sharpshooter. Obviously, you have to be a rogue to become a sharpshooter, and the requirements is you have to have a dex and perception at 2, which I do meet. The perception is 2, my dex is 2, and I have to have either archery style as a novice, which I do fulfill. I do have the archery style talent, or thrown weapon style. I'm not going thrown weapons with Perrin. I'm going archery style. So I do meet the requirements, and those are some pretty stringent requirements. You have to have the 2 in dex, 2 in perception, and you have to have at least novice in archery style or throwing style. So seeing that I now am officially a sharpshooter, this is where sharpshooters are crack shots who can take down enemies at a distance. Other than their extraordinary skill with missile weapons, most sharpshooters have little in common. Some are soldiers, others mercenaries for hire, and others wander trying to win prize money in shooting competitions. While sharpshooters are deadly with any ranged weapons, each has a favorite type and often a signature example that they have customized to their liking. To steal such a weapon is to ask for terrible retribution. So basically, I am an expert shot. Now, as like I said, these are like archetypes equivalent to D&D 5 or Paragon Paths for 4th edition, and that just adds more flavor to your rogue. So there are, these work like the talents. There is a novice, journeyman, and master level. And for the novice, this means that my missile attacks are so powerful they can fling opponents back and knock them off their feet. So I can perform the knock prone stunt for 1 stunt point instead of the usual 2 when making ranged attacks. That is pretty cool. Additionally, I may also push the target directly away from you 2 yards or 1 square before applying the knockdown. This is similar to the skirmish stunt, but more limited. Skirmish, you can move yourself or the target anyway. But novice, you can push the target away from you 2 yards if you're playing theatrically, Theater of Mind, or 1 square if you're playing on a grid or a battle map. Really nice. So I'm going to put this in parentheses. I can perform the knockdown stunt for 1 SP, and I can move any target hit 2 yards away from me. And it has to be away. You can't move in any direction. It has to be away from you. Now for Journeyman, I'm going to read you what Journeyman and Master can do also. So you'll get sort of like a sense of what the specializations are all about. So for Journeyman, this is where you unleash a storm of missiles on your opponents. You can perform the volley stunt for 5 SP. This allows you to make 2 more ranged attacks, and this is another rogue only or sharpshooter only type of stunt. This isn't going to be on the stunt chart. So this is where you get to make 2 more ranged attacks at the same target or at others in sight and within 10 yards or 5 squares. You must have a loaded missile weapon to make a ranged attack, so use of up to 2 rapid reload stunts may require to use volley. Wow. If you roll doubles on either of these attacks, you do not generate any additional stunt points. Very nice. Now, Master, this is where you can find the vulnerable spot of any opponent. When you perform the Pierce Armor stunt with a ranged attack, your damage is penetrating. That is insane. Penetrating, remember, penetrating means it ignores all armor rating, and it's just pure damage. That stunt normally halves your opponent's armor rating, but penetrating damage now ignores it altogether. So if your target has an armor rating of 7, it would be a 3 because it would be rounded down, but with being a master, you ignore it. And if you did 10 damage, instead of taking 7, he'd take all 10. Really nice. That's why I wanted to go sharpshooter. That and for a volley. Volley's awesome too. Just make sure you got a bunch of arrows on you. So there we go. That is level 4 for Perrin. So we're pretty much done here. I hope you guys have learned a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. This is about almost 2 hours, taking Perrin, generating him level 1, speaking about the mechanics of the game, and also leveling up the rogue to level 4. And plus we also discussed everything up to level 20. Don't forget, everybody, to systematically upgrade your character. If you change one of your abilities, check your sheet there and change anything, like accuracy. Change your to hit, or if you're going melee, change to fighting if you're going with heavy blades or whatnot, which I don't know why you would as a rogue, but just in case. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please feel free to leave a comment down below in the comment section. Please also like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also don't forget, you can go to my website and you're going to be able to download many Fantasy Age character sheets. And if you would like to actually help and create a custom character from level 1 to 20, please get with me on the contact button or leave a comment here. And then I'll get your sheets up on the website. So thank you guys very much for watching again, and I'll see you next time.